Okay, we're back discussing the AI ready platform from Nutanix. I'm here with Tarkan Maner of Nutanix and Justin Boitano from Nvidia. Great to see both of you again. Thanks for your time.
Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you bet. All right, let's dive right in. Justin, Nvidia, you are at the heart of the move to accelerated computing. You are enablers for Gen AI computing. What trends are you seeing in the market today? Is it keeping pace with expectations?
Oh, it's amazing. I'll be honest, generative AI is the biggest platform shift that we've ever seen in our lifetimes happening in enterprise. And it has this huge potential to usher in productivity the world's never seen before. And so what we're seeing is really fundamental shifts across three vectors happening at the same time. First, CPUs can't keep up with the amount of exponential data that continues to be collected across enterprises as they engage with their customers. So the world needs to move away from traditional computing into full stack accelerated computing. The second thing we see is as people go to full stack accelerated computing, it requires reinvention of the entire infrastructure. So all of your software across your estate has to change. And all of this has to be done to power this new world of generative AI. And then finally, the third vector that we see is agentic AI. So the models that were originally built and put out there as open models were like smart college kids. But they have to be onboarded to understand your organization, your culture, your values, and obviously protect your proprietary information when you put it to work for you. And so many organizations, as they adopt generative AI, are really struggling to try and find the right platform, the right AI solution, if you will, to maintain consistency from on-prem to cloud in a way that's easy to manage and maintain. And that's why the work that Nutanix has done with Nutanix Enterprise AI really helps address the foundational element to getting generative AI working across the world's enterprises.
Yeah, and there's so much opportunity, Tarkan, and what Justin was just talking about. And if you're in an organization, you got to wrestle with just standing up basic infrastructure. It's just going to slow you down. And the announcements that you're making today is a pretty clear reflection that you guys are serious about these trends. What can you share about your Nvidia and Nutanix joint customers? What can they expect from this partnership and this announcement?
So look, first of all, Dave, great to see you. And it seems like Justin and I do a lot of these calls. We are super excited about the announcement, of course. As you know well, we started a journey with Nvidia a few years back. Actually, Justin and I were on stage at .next, Nutanix's big user conference back in Barcelona 6 months ago, and talking about some of the things that we were doing together, as Justin talked about, how our platform, our hybrid multi-cloud platform, and our operating model, allowing customers deploying these new type of workloads at an enterprise level. And we believe the enterprise opportunity, probably 10x opportunity, that we're just scratching the surface, as Justin talked about. This is the early innings. So having said all this, I know it's going to maybe sound boring to all of you, but we are looking at this in three dimensions: AI at Nutanix, what we do as a company; AI on Nutanix, the things that we support on our platform, especially those use cases, workloads, and applications; and obviously AI in Nutanix, what we do with our actual platform, our product, with all the stuff we do in it, with the IP we create. So it's a three-dimensional approach, what we're doing in this to help our customers, because we are basically drinking our own champagne as well. As Justin talked about, the opportunity is huge. This is being redefined. We announced originally a more data-centric approach to this. Now we're taking this to cloud. That's the announcement, as you heard from Thomas and Mandy earlier. So our goal is to take this to next level, basically giving the customers a complete open platform where they can run their AI workloads across data centers, at the edge, and in the cloud, with partnerships with AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure. They're all part of this new Enigma, new go-to-market model for us.
Yeah, I like the customer zero, drinking your own champagne. We talked about that earlier today. And I've done a lot of Next shows, .next, and you guys are all about simplicity, making things easier for customers. That's always been a hallmark of your offerings. And Justin, I wonder if you could add anything, specifically what's your reaction to the Nutanix Enterprise AI announcement. Why should we be excited, and what does it mean for the partnership and customers?
Yeah, I mean, I guess this all starts with performance and efficiency. So when the world came out with these new open models, honestly, it was intelligence that most enterprises never thought was imaginable to run in their enterprise data centers. And so just, now a year later, what we're doing is we're standing up a scalable infrastructure that takes these models, it performance optimizes them into what we call NIMs, and then it will auto scale as you have more requests coming in, across your user base. And so it starts with that performance efficiency and that scalable infrastructure, but the value is the simplicity, honestly. It's the simplicity of getting access to all the latest models. So whether you're building retrieval augmented generation systems that need to tie into your data systems, or customer support bots, all of it can be built on this common platform from Nutanix, which is actually very exciting for every enterprise we talk to, because most of them want to keep their proprietary information, which is really the institutional knowledge about how they run their business, confidential, and they want to run it in a protected way on their network, but they want to harness all the automation benefits and this new level of intelligence to really augment their workforce to drive better efficiency and productivity across the board.
And thank you, Justin. Tarkan, AI to a lot of customers is complicated. You got new concepts, NIMs, RAG, co-pilots, now agents and agentic. So you got to have the right building blocks. The entire stack is reforming with new pieces designed to optimize for AI and this whole notion of accelerated computing. So how should customers be thinking about just the broader AI ecosystem and where they should start?
No, absolutely. You nailed it, David. As Justin talked about, there are so many dimensions to this. Look, our way of thinking is pretty simple. As Justin said, look, this is all about security, manageability, availability, reliability. Obviously, total cost of ownership, critically important because this stuff is expensive, as you know. And also customers are dealing with massive, electric bill to run those data centers and things of that nature, both for the enterprise applications and beyond. And obviously, all these simplicity required to do all of these things, again, in a secure way and in a scalable way. So having said all this, there are so many dimensions to this. Our suggestion is always, again, going back to drinking our own champagne, focus on your workloads, focus on your context of your business, where you are, geographically, vertically, which industry, the specific use cases. Then think about all the platform services you need to support those use cases, and obviously figure out the right infrastructure to support those platform services, to support those use cases and applications, from macro to micro, from top to bottom thinking, starting with the use cases and applications, because that's where things happen and that's where things break. So having said all this, we are super contextual in this. We're looking at different use cases that our customers care about. In banking, financial services, regulated industries, fraud detection, both enterprise applications and homegrown applications, all AI enabled, require different settings, a different kind of a business model, an operating model. That's why we talked about now taking our Nutanix AI platform to the cloud. Hugely important. As Justin talked about NIMs, NVIDIA inferencing microservices, critical part of this. Without that platform, this is very difficult to do. That's why we're partnering with Justin and NVIDIA to make sure we deliver that value to our customers on a daily basis. Other applications, like we have a law firm that we're working with. Law firms deal with cases. Cases require tons of documents, and that searching that data takes, days, months to build a case. Guess what? Some of this data is super private, has to stay, depending on the case, on-prem. And sometimes you need to have extensions to the cloud for those model executions. So having said all this, we deliver now intelligent content management applications and support those applications, both homegrown and packaged through our platform. And the use cases go and with a long list around customer service, Gen AI delivered coding. And we are very specific with our customers to sit down with them, with our partners, to identify those use cases very carefully and deliver the right solution with the right outcomes. Not just necessarily doing AI for AI's sake, making sure we deliver outcomes for them.
Yeah, and you talk about the use cases and people get very excited. And to your point, Tarkan, when we first saw the capabilities of things like ChatGPT, we were blown away. And of course we wanted to lean into that in the enterprise and then realized, wow, we have to have this trust layer because that's a huge concern. We have to move fast, but we can't break things like we used to. And then, you know, we're doing things that just weren't possible before. And you know, Justin, I was listening to Jensen the other day talk about how, you know, he's famous because he has like, I forget what the number is, but like 90 direct reports or something crazy. But he was talking about how he's going to be able to orchestrate hundreds of thousands of agents. You mentioned agentic up front, and it's a really exciting development, and it's going to take a lot of work. But Justin, from your perspective, what future developments or innovations are NVIDIA and Nutanix working on together that we should be paying attention to?
Yeah, I think, you know, as Jensen said, like we are today, I think 30,000 employees, but there's, in not too distant future, we're going to have, you know, we think 50,000 employees with hundreds of thousands of these AI agents, you know, running across the enterprise. And the reason is, obviously, they can deliver a level of efficiency and take a lot of the mundane work out of work so that your workforce can focus on solving the harder problems that they actually find really their life passion to go solve, right? So as we build these new AI agents, that the work that we're doing with Nutanix is really to make it easier. And we've announced another platform we call NVIDIA AI Blueprints. And what we're doing is through all of our learnings, through all of our GSI partners, and all of the direct engagements with enterprises, we're turning these into best practices. So you can take an NVIDIA AI Blueprint for customer service, or a blueprint for PDF retrieval, or a blueprint for, you know, software development, or security analysis of the software that you might bring in through open source, and you can put these use cases to work much more efficiently. They all run on top of the NIMs, so on top of the Nutanix Enterprise AI platform, making it really easy to get specific use cases and specific job functions, you know, to work within your enterprises, so you can see the value of you know, accelerating your workforce, improving productivity, and driving innovation faster in a number of new use cases.
You know, Tarkan, so often in IT, there's a weakest link, I'll call it, or something that's slower. So the whole caravan has to slow down so that the slowest truck can keep up. And now we're entering an age which is completely different. These agents, you know, sometimes I call them worker bee agents. They're going to get smarter and smarter and smarter over time. We're going to lift them up, as Justin was just saying, hundreds of thousands that we're going to be able to put to work. I mean, it's mind-blowing. So where do you see the focus of your partnership, specifically in terms of driving new innovation?
Yeah, look, you nailed it. Your analogies are great, Dave. I love the way you're describing exactly that. So look, we cannot do any of these things alone. We cannot. There's no way. Look, NVIDIA is a $3 trillion+ company. Justin spends probably more than half his time with partners and customers to build that ecosystem. He's done a phenomenal job. To be honest with you, we're learning from Justin and what he's doing, and we're replicating some of these things with him and beyond. You know, partnering with all our ecosystem partners, from Supermicro to Dell to HPE to Cisco, our new OEM partner, making sure on the server level we have all the right partners. We just met with Fujitsu executives and CEO yesterday. We're applying some of this thing to Japan now. It's a unique environment with new sets of protocols and standards. Again, going back, making sure from the application layer to platform layer to the infrastructure layer, we have the best open ecosystem partners who are focused on customer outcomes. One other area obviously big for us is with our NVIDIA partnership to build tighter integration to our application partners. And in each geography, in each vertical industry, in each customer segment, there are different set of applications, both homegrown, you know, new applications with new tooling, as well as enterprise applications. Again, going back, supporting them with the right control, security, manageability, cost performance capabilities, then the platform level. One key thing I just want to tell you, it's important to us, is also to do this with service partners. We're doing a lot of work now with TCS, with Accenture, with Wipro, with Infosys, and solution partners in each geo, making sure they're part of the solution and delivering solutions for the right outcomes. Because technology vendors, sometimes we all get geeky. We think our technology and bits and bytes are going to solve everything. Guess what? Every use case is different. We need these service partners to help us out. As you saw our announcement last week with Accenture, we're pushing heavily with AWS, with Google, with Azure, deep, delivering solutions across all cloud platforms. And guess what? Without the right solution partner, service partner, those migrations, those deployments are difficult. So we're making sure ecosystem partners are helping us to deliver the right outcomes for the customers in each geo, in each vertical industry for any use case.
Yeah, and we're all, of course, enamored by the consumer use cases at scale. It's amazing, but it's that proprietary data that you guys are allowing organizations to tap that is going to completely transform industries, as you were just sort of describing, Tarkan. We're out of time, but guys, I hope we can see each other face to face soon. I love having you on the program. Maybe Justin first, and then Tarkan, you can bring us home, but give us your closing thoughts and takeaways from the discussion today.
Yeah, well, I was going to say Tarkan almost works with the exact same ecosystem we do. So that's exciting to hear. For everybody from OEMs to cloud providers to model builders to Gen apps, tooling companies, there's a million different tools that people may want to use, and we want to empower them all, right, to bring the combination of our software and Nutanix to the world's enterprises. And the reality is this generative AI opportunity is the biggest, most transformational productivity gain that we're going to see in our lifetimes. And so everybody wants to, should think about how to get started and how to get going. Because the sooner you start to apply this, the sooner you start to learn, the sooner you can basically make generative AI work for you. And ultimately, this is going to be there to supercharge innovation, supercharge productivity, and this full stack reinvention of your data centers, is I'd say easy to start if you start with something like Nutanix Enterprise AI. So thanks again.
Yeah, thank you, Justin. Tarkan, bring us home.
So very quickly, look, I'll finish where I started. Every single conversation with our customers, Enterprise AI is the main topic comes out. Regardless what the topic is, it starts there and ends there. And the advice I give all our customers and partners are focusing on the outcomes we need for the workloads and use cases and the supporting applications, what they are, what's the goal, what's the outcome the customer is looking for, then focus on the right platform service, the right infrastructure service to deliver those outcomes. So from that kind of an order, we need to start. And we need to avoid to get into that geeky IT mode, starting all the bits and bytes. We might not deliver what customers are looking for. So that macro to micro look is going to be very important. And again, as Nutanix, our view on this is AI at Nutanix, drinking our own champagne. What are our needs? How we're looking at this? AI on Nutanix, on our platform, making sure that the right applications are supported, homegrown and packaged. And obviously in Nutanix, working with partners like Nvidia, delivering the right IP to deliver all of this for our customers. And look forward to the next steps. Justin, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you always as the best partner in the business for us, and look forward to doing more.
Oh, thank you, Tarkan.
And thank you, gentlemen. Really appreciate your time. And as we said at the beginning of the program, AI initiatives are exciting, but they're complicated. And we've been talking today about how to reduce friction, how to lower costs, minimize risks, and move fast, again, without breaking things. I hope you found this program informative and inspires you to dig in deeper. Go to nutanix.com/enterprise-AI and take the newly released product that we've been talking about here for a spin. You can test drive it. Again, that's nutanix.com/enterprise-AI, where you'll also find a list of resources and upcoming events near you, where experts will be available to answer questions face-to-face and help guide you through the maze of AI options. This is Dave Vellante on behalf of all our guests from Nutanix, IDC, and Nvidia. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.